We are back. Time for the Politics Fix with Michelle Bernard, president of Independent Women's Voice and an MSNBC political analyst. You've now set up Michelle Bernard to look reasonable here. Go ahead. What do you make of it? She also said that she's introducing legislation. It's in a press release yesterday actually. She's going to introduce legislation, I think she already has, to make sure that nobody tries to replace the dollar in America, that we're going to stick to our currency, because she heard somewhere out there, this is like Rosanna Dana, up on Saturday Night Live years ago. She's heard that there might be a different standard of currency out in the world. There's a basis for reserve currency in the world, like sterling, the dollar, the euro, something else. And in hearing that conversation, she's become concerned that somebody's going to come sweeping into our local candy stores and our supermarkets and replace all the dollars with some strange-looking new currency. She's got this in her head. Yeah, she's outlawing that.
She seems to have been completely confused by China's request on monetary policy and what the reserve dollar was going to be, what the basis of the reserve would be. I don't know where she's going with this. I don't understand where the confusion has come in, but there's a lot of confusion. She's introduced a resolution to make sure that we always use the U.S. dollar in this country, even though President Obama, Ben Bernanke, and Secretary Geithner have all said that they are opposed to having a one-world currency.
Well, not only Michelle Bernard.
Well, I think he's going to get a lot of trouble from people on the left. You're seeing articles already coming out on The Nation. Mr. President, please don't do this. People are scared that Afghanistan is going to become Barack Obama's war. But, during the primary season, he was open, he was honest, he was upfront about it. He took the national conversation on a pivot from Iraq to Afghanistan. It should be no surprise to anyone who voted for him that he was going to do this. He made it very clear from day one on the campaign trail, and it might be part of the reason why some people who care about military affairs elected him.
Well, the dangerous thing, and maybe it's unavoidable, maybe we have a Hobbesian choice here, Matt, but when you see Charlie Wilson's War, that great movie about our aid to the Afghan Mujahideen against the Soviets there, you have a situation where you help the side you're on, then you end up being on the other side, the occupiers. But more dangerously, it seems like if you don't keep funding these people, giving them money, supporting their local economic development, eventually you leave and they turn against you. Do we have to stay there in perpetuity? That's my question.
Well, I mean, if you read a book like The Great Game, the history of Afghanistan is pretty consistent. Every time a foreign power goes in there to quote-unquote restore order, they end up leaving in some kind of bloody disaster, and I think we're either going to have to stay there forever and keep doling out money, or we're going to have to leave and create a problem. And I think it's probably easier just to cut our losses and get out as quickly as possible.
Let me challenge you on that. If we cut our losses and split, the president said today the Taliban comes back and brings with it Al-Qaeda, and we've got an enemy camp facing us again like we had 7 or 8 years ago. What do you do? And
he also said it's creating problems not only in Afghanistan but in Pakistan. He's got to get Osama bin Laden.
Michelle Bernard, thank you. Matt Taibbi, thank you.